Peace and blessings, family. Sister Ajali, I want to share my just positivity that the devil's gone too far. You fear the devil because you think he's all powerful, and he's nothing. He's about nothing. He's desperately delusional in his wish to maintain a tyranny that's been enforced since he came out the caves. He just gets better at roping everybody in, and it's gotten to that point where folks are waking up. And so, just to reiterate the point, see, it's one thing. I know they're genociding us specifically. You see all the different black athletes going down on the field of battle. I'd imagine many of them are availing themselves of that CMOS. And you've got folks out there who, as I said, surface thinkers are almost impossible to wake up because they feel their loyalties are based on intelligence rather than on simply indoctrination. And thereby to wake them up to the fact that your millions, if you happen to be that type of Negro peon, are going to do not a damn thing for you when you have a devil as desperate as these are to keep their flattery, their self-flattery going. At this point in time, I'm sure the satanic elites don't even expect to win. But they want everybody else to die believing that they were on the side of white folks and they're on the nothingness side. So this woman here, white woman, says, the headline says, influencer. She's all influencing everybody out there with bullcrap. And because if you really knew what was going on, you'd be influencing people with the truth. And so, mother of 236, who has never smoked in her life, tearfully reveals she has just 6 months left to live after being diagnosed with lung cancer. As she opens up about gut-wrenching moments, she told the children she is going to die. Chick has never smoked a day in her life. So Jenny Appleford set up a YouTube channel following her initial diagnosis in 2021. I mean, you're going to have to just wait in line next to all the people who are going to be opening up social media accounts, just sharing their cancer experiences. I had predicted about 5 years back that cancer was going to become as common as the common cold. All right. And so a mommy blogger who never smoked, I ain't going to read the article because I don't want to be here that long. She just as white could be. All right. This is why they've lost, because I know these are their physiology is very different from ours, and I don't mean that as an insult. It simply is what is. It's the function of melanin, real, thoroughly distributed evenly throughout your body. They call it eumelanin in us. In them is pheomelanin, and it hangs on for dear life in every single cell of the body, leading later on in life to liver spots. I'm just saying, not every single white person, elder white person, has liver spots, but they don't have a predominance of melanin, which makes your pineal gland more functional so that you have a rootedness with creation, with existence, with all sorts of things that I can't say, even though I'm thinking them. But I mean nobody any harm whatsoever. I wouldn't be doing this shit if that were the case. Right? Because I'm rooted to sanity. And so she never smoked a day in her life. However, this mother of two, let's see, she lived in California. So that gets me to these orange skies again. I have no reason to go over this in any detail. I could just, well, yeah, you could do that because you'll find all sorts of stuff that I can't even mention on this channel in this mighty book, okay? But over in California, those fires from a couple years back, they released massive quantities of radiation. Same thing has happened over on the East Coast with the Canadian fires because those forests hadn't been burned down yet. And I say that with a conclusion that that was definitely deliberate because they didn't want the whole forest to just drop dead all at once. Yeah, that stuff would have cesium and plutonium, and this is the science that I put in this meme. I'll read this. An alpha particle is larger in size than a beta particle, like a cannonball relative to a bullet, having less penetrating power but more impact. Alpha particles can be stopped by human skin, but they may damage the skin in the process. Both alpha and beta particles penetrate cell membranes more easily than they penetrate skin. Hence, ingesting, inhaling, or absorbing radioactive chemicals capable of emitting alpha or beta particles and thereby placing them inside delicate body parts such as the lungs, heart, brain, or kidneys always poses serious threats to human health. Plutonium is an alpha emitter, and no quantity has been found to be too small to induce lung cancer in animals. That was written by a nuclear physicist, Dr. Rosalie Bertell, in her book, No Immediate Danger, Prognosis for a Radioactive Earth. And she was just doing that based off nuclear power plants and the old bomb testings that they used to do. Not on the scale of Fukushima, which has been at this point in time, I don't know, 50,000, 60,000 Hiroshima bombs. And I think this was a good juxtaposition because we have this fantasy because we don't understand radiation. We can't see it, we can't taste it, we can't feel it. That somehow or another it doesn't have an effect. That would mean that an electric chair, which is like thousands of Mount Everest size levels beneath the power of radiation, that would mean that an electric chair would be no more than static cling effect where you can feel. That's what an electric chair would be like, and we know that's not the case at all. And so these are the fires that are happening right now in Spain. You don't see the orange skies. They'll show often the fires at night. So it looks all orangey, but then in the daytime, that's not what's going on. And so what we saw, stuff like that has never, ever happened except for Fukushima. I've read that is a science-based theory, cesium skies, that it refracts the light. It absorbs the frequencies so that it only emits the orange wavelength. But that's even difficult to find because these suckers, they hide what radiation does. Dear brother Yappa Yappa shared this with me. Shout out to that brother. Shout out to his queen, Angela Riley. Both of them writers. I will put a link to their websites or their Amazon accounts so you can avail yourself of other people out here who are working tirelessly to let us know we are more than enough for each other. So he shared this link, and I'll share this too, where this is something that was produced, I do believe, in like the 1960s or 70s. And they stated in this that they also don't talk about nuclear power and all the hazards and that the media is controlling. This was back in the days when it wasn't as controlled as it is right now. I'm just saying, if I didn't know they've gone too far, I would never bother. Trust and believe. White people, they don't want to die either. Cancer is very, very painful. It's a terrible affliction. And losing a mother is losing a mother. No family wants to just okay, no problem. We'll lose mom. We'll lose the children. We'll lose the dog. Right? No one deserves just to be killed, and they don't have an opportunity to defend themselves, to do better, including white folks. So let everybody know, whatever race, whatever nationality, as long as they don't discuss you too much, then let them know. And go to 25,000yearcycle.org to get your cure on. Because when you have soldiers like Dr. Z and myself, we aren't going to just stop with a false notion that a little bit of bling is going to be satisfactory to save us. Because without you, there is no us. We aren't dumb. So get your cleanse on with my holistic soaps that are handmade by me, nobody else. You get a handwritten note thanking you with all my heart for me, right? And I'm just saying, support the people who are going to give you all the truth. Straight Black family pride is our map to forever. Love you. Peace and blessings.